I'm Steve Flynn with Mountain TV. Monarch Mountain recently announced an expansion of the resort into No Name Basin. I have the director of mountain operations, Scott Presley, with the details.
Good morning, Scott. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning. Thanks for making time for us.
Yeah, so you have some exciting news at Monarch with the announcement of this huge expansion you got going on. What terrain is the expansion going to include? How much new terrain do you have to offer?
Yeah, we're really excited about it. This is it's been a long journey getting to this point, but we're looking to expand off the west side of the ski area. We're looking to add 377 acres of additional terrain. So for us, it'll be about a 50% increase in our lift served skiing terrain here for our guests that come up to enjoy Monarch. It'll be a big pod of mostly intermediate terrain. There'll be some graded terrain, a little bit steeper pitches here and there. So it could be a black diamond trail or two in the mix as well. We're going to service this terrain with a fixed grip triple chair. It's going to be a SkyTrack lift, all brand new for us. And we'll have a couple of facilities at the bottom for our guests. Also be a warming house with some food and beverage options and a restroom down there as well.
Why did you decide to expand? Maybe aside from the obvious reason of, great terrain, and why did you choose this terrain, No Name Basin?
Yeah, you bet. Well, we started working on our master development plan in 2011. That plan had the initial drawings and concept for the No Name Basin expansion. So those were my predecessors working on that project. I was in ski patrol at the time, so kind of involved in the background, but they kind of got the ball rolling on the concept of putting in an expansion for Monarch on the west side of the divide. And just kind of wanted to keep growing the business. Part of that master development plan was growing our infrastructure to support this type of an expansion off the backside. So we've been working on expanding the lodge, expanding our parking, expanding other facilities for departments to fit into, utility infrastructure, things like that, just to get us into a place where we could really look to grow the ski area, look to grow our business, and still be able to provide the amenities and the capacity that we like to have and our guests enjoy when they come up to Monarch. So it was an environmental assessment process with the Forest Service to work on getting the terrain expansion approved. So that involves, public meetings. We did one in Gunnison, one in Salida. There's a public comment period. There's an objection period if someone had an objection during the comment period, so they can chime in. We also had a tribal notification component to this project because there are some indigenous sites along the ridgeline that we had to consider while drawing up this proposal and having those discussions about pushing our ski expansion off the west side. Kind of coming up with a memorandum of agreement on how we would respect those cultural sites and try to avoid or minimize any disturbance to those as the project was unfolding. We had to formulate a construction implementation plan for all the various components of this project to get that approved. And then finally, getting the decision notice officially signed by the forest supervisor down in the Pueblo office for the Pike San Isabel National Forest, which officially approved the project. So yeah, it's been a big push.
Yeah, that does sound like a lot of moving parts to get started and get going. Now that you're started and approved, what are the next steps? I know you guys are building a lift and some warming huts, all that stuff.
Yeah. So we're looking at 2 summers worth of construction, especially with not really knowing it was approved here until mid-July of 2024. So for this summer, we already have a few things underway. We're extending high voltage power up to where the top terminal will be located. 2025, we'll look to kind of button things up with this. We'll get into lift construction in 2025 and the facilities at the bottom. We're looking to put in that warming hut and a restroom facility. We'll also be expanding our patrol facility at the top of Breezeway, which I'm sitting in right now. So yeah, this No Name terrain is going to be a really exciting pod for us. It's going to primarily feature some intermediate cruisers, a lot of really good tree skiing on the backside. I think one of the really unique aspects about this terrain is it's going to open up Monarch to our guests. We can ski both sides of the Continental Divide, which is going to be a really amazing experience. It's got a totally different feel over there on that west side. You're looking down into the Gunnison River Valley. You can see Tamichi Dome. You can look down. You can see the entrance to the Black Canyon. It's just a really different experience.
Well, awesome. That's great news, Scott. I look forward to getting out there 25, 26 and checking out that new terrain via lift service. So congrats.
Yeah, so do we. Yeah, thanks.
Yep. Thanks for joining us. Have a nice day.
All right. Thank you. Appreciate it.